Dear Kitty, now I am getting really hopeful. Now things are going well at last. Yes, really, they're going well. Super news, an attempt has been made on Hitler's life, and not even by Jewish communists or English capitalists this time, but by a proud German general. And what's more, he's a count and still quite young. The Fuhrer's life was saved by divine providence, and unfortunately he managed to get off with just a few scratches and burns. A few officers and generals who were with him had been killed and wounded. The chief culprit was shot. This is July 21st, 1944, Friday. Anyway, it certainly shows that there are lots of officers and generals who are sick of the war and would like to see Hitler descend into a bottomless pit. When they've disposed of Hitler, their aim is to establish a military dictator who will make peace with the Allies. Then they intend to rearm and start another war in about 20 years' time. Perhaps the divine power tarried on purpose in getting him out of the way, because it would be much easier, more advantageous to the Allies if the impeccable Germans kill each other off. It'll make less work for the Russians and the English, and they'll be able to begin rebuilding their own towns all the sooner. But still, we're not that far yet, and I don't want to anticipate the glorious events too soon. Still, you must have noticed this is all sober reality, and that I'm in quite a matter-of-fact mood today. For once, I'm not jabbering about high ideals. And what's more, Hitler has even been so kind as to announce to his faithful, devoted people that from now on, everyone in the armed forces must obey the Gestapo, and that any soldier who knows that one of his superiors was involved in this low, cowardly attempt upon his life may shoot the same on the spot without a court-martial. So that's interesting. You think a general is going to overthrow a Hitler? You think a general is going to do something to Hitler? You have the right to shoot him dead. What a perfect shambles it's going to be. Little Johnny's feet begin hurting him during a long march. He's snapped at by his boss, the officer. Johnny grabs his rifle and cries out, "You want to murder the Fuhrer, so there's your reward." One bang, and the proud chief who dared to tick off little Johnny has passed into eternal life, or is it eternal death? In the end, whenever an officer finds himself up against a soldier or having to take the lead, he'll be wetting his pants from anxiety because the soldiers will dare to say more than they do. Do you gather a bit what I mean, or have I been skipping too much from one subject to another? I can't help it. The prospect that I may be sitting on school benches next October makes me feel far too cheerful to be logical. Oh, dear me. Oh, dearie me. Hadn't I just told you that I didn't want to be too hopeful? Forgive me. They haven't given me the name Little Bundle of Contradictions all for nothing. Yours truly, Anne Frank.